Hello, and thank you so much for taking this time out to listen. Today, I title this message on stringing lovers along, deceptive tactics. On stringing lovers along, deceptive tactics. In the spiritual realm, as I spend time thinking, connecting with the one true God on such a worldly topic, a sexually immoral topic, a topic that causes individuals much headache and heartache. I feel that this is one of those messages where individuals know that they've made some poor decisions. Individuals feel guilty, they feel stressed, some feel depressed, others feel lonely no matter how many individuals they bed. This is a painful subject matter for some because you know in your stringing these lovers along that you're not being real with yourself. You definitely don't have any type of connection with the one true God like you're supposed to. And you know that there are individuals that are hurting or will be hurt in the future, especially if you have children. Stay with me on this message because I need someone to start to think deeply about your actions and or inactions, the kinds of things that's keeping you apart from the one true God and what he has in store for your future. You're stringing lovers along. For some individuals, it's not lovers, plural, but it's a lover. You're making some individuals think that everything is okay and all right, but innately you know that it's not, that this man or this woman is not the one, that this person is annoying, irritating, that you're tired of tolerating or putting up with. You know that this individual may be secretive, a liar. You caught them in one lie, 2 lies, 3 lies, 5 lies. They keep building up. And yet you continue to press on because you have property with this person, or you have children with this person, or you have your share of issues and you don't feel like you can be able to make it without this person. Am I speaking someone's truth? Because if I'm not, you can click off and check out some of the other audio. But if I am coming close to your residence, coming close to your secrets, your own lies and cover-ups, trying to make other individuals think everything is okay and all right in your life, then you need to continue to listen. The one true God is no one, nothing to play with. When you say Lord, you just opened up a can of worms for yourself. He's going to show up in the most unlikeliest places, saying some of the most unlikeliest things to get you to ultimately do what? Something that you fear, that you're concerned about, but you do need to do, and that is to change. I know change is scary for some individuals, but you just don't know. Someone always has an excuse as to why they want to keep on sinning. Can I tell you, I had my share of excuses many years back. The Lord said, okay, you want to continue down this path, stringing some folk along. In the end, you're going to be the one that's hurting. You're going to be the one that's crying. I told you, I warned you when you first laid eyes on these lovers that they weren't good, that they weren't children of light. Then there were those that were wayward in the faith, had a little glimmer, a little bit of an aura, around them. But there was a lot of darkness too that needed to be dealt with. Some of you all who know a thing or two about aura, you felt something, you saw something, and you were like, but it's okay, because we all got our share of issues. Isn't that what you said? So that you could continue to sleep with someone, continue to be in the presence of someone that you knew you really shouldn't have, and now you've got this web of all sorts of things going on that connects you to this person. Rather than sever a soul tie, you just keep hanging on. You keep telling that person that you're in it for the long haul, as if being a martyr is going to somehow make you special. This man abused other women, and he's abusing you too, whether it's emotionally, physically, financially, spiritually, sexually. Or maybe it's the kind of abuse that you don't know it's abuse. But it feels weird. It feels strange. It doesn't make you feel good on the inside. I want some people, once again, to be free of this particular demonic tie, if you will. Let's just call it what it is. When you know that it's not leading you toward a closer walk with the one true God, but it's actually nothing more than a distraction, that negative, dark energy, that toxic tie. Oh, Lord Jesus, help me. What have I done? I remember saying something like that. One act of sex, what have I done? Moving on to this one, thinking that he was better than the last one. What have I done? Lord Jesus, having all sorts of regrets. What have I done? For some of you all, there's somebody better. There's somebody better. There's somebody better. You keep telling yourself that. And then you move on. And then this one isn't much better. For some of you all, you have looked at women, the most beautiful women that have come into your life. You have vetted these women. And then once you saw that they had their share of issues that reminded you of, whether it was people in your family or people who you had vetted before, that's when you started with your stuff, with your foolishness, with your pushback, with your withdrawal, with your name calling, with your yelling, with your cheating, with your screwing up once again. Relationships are work. You got to put your time in if you want to have the kind of relationship that you see those folks who put up their pictures and they got, arms around each other, kiss on the cheek or on the lips. They had to put their time in. You think that they were always looking like that? Expressing just how much they love one another. The Lord showed me that many of them, they had these drought periods where they couldn't stand one another. Many of them had cheated on one another, whether they were having an emotional cheating relationship or a physical one, or one that was a combination of many. Lord Jesus. I know that some individuals don't want to admit that because, we're in a good place right now. Yeah, you're in a good place right now, but don't get it twisted. Don't act like you never had those issues while you're looking at the younger ones and all of what they're going through. Come on, some of you all, you're going through your share of mess, and meanwhile somebody wants to act self-righteous and so forth and act like they've never been through any tests. But I'm here to tell you that there's always going to be some trials. There's always going to be some frustration. There's always going to be something that happens where you've got to stand up against that thing. You've got to be the one to say, no, not today. I can't deal with this. No, not tomorrow. I've had enough of yesterday. No, I will not let this thing or these individuals or what's tied to them impact my future. I'm tired of crying. Somebody. I'm tired of yelling and fussing and cussing, says somebody else. I'm tired of bringing babies into the world with these men who don't really care or like or got issue with. Come on. It hurts. These are the kind of truths that you just don't post up on Facebook. And if you do see something that you agree with, you kind of hesitate before you like or you comment. Who's tracking? What's the algorithm going to bring up? Got to maintain a certain image. I hear what you're saying. But right now we're being straight up. We're being truthful. We're being honest. We're not covering up. We're not sugarcoating. We're not telling lies. The issues of luring, of holding on, of trying to get along with people who are not called to be in your life. It's a battle. People who should have long left you. People who should have said that enough is enough. People who you should have said that this is too much. There's the ex-boyfriend. There's the baby's dad, the baby daddy, right? Baby mama. Such titles. There's that boyfriend that he doesn't know what he is because she doesn't know what she wants. Or the friends with benefits. Can we still hug? Can we still kiss? Can we play around a little bit? But you still have your freedom? What? It isn't any wonder that the man says, well, I got this one and that one too, since she don't know what she really wants. And since she told me from day one that we was just going to be friends with benefits. But I'm looking for something serious. And I think Sally, she might be a good catch because this one, she's still immature. Lucy, Lucy Goosey. Why should I respect her? Why should I commit to her? Why should I pay her bills or help her out with anything? I'm not going to babysit her kids. I'm going to do me. Because she never did draw the line in the sand. She didn't have any type of moral compass from the start. Come on. I'm giving some folks some process of elimination. You can get rid of her. Because she didn't tell you what the real was from the start. Other than we can play around. We can kick it. We can, go out every now and again. Oh, you're a great friend. Ooh, she friends you. Put you in the friend zone. But it's okay though, right? When you're not caught up. That's what some people say, when you're not catching feelings. But then one day she gets drunk and she forgets to take a pill. And now suddenly Bobby, he has a baby on the way. I didn't want no baby with her. Yeah, well, 18 years, my man. But for some people, before it gets to that point, God led you to this message. And this is why you want to do a process of elimination and get Lucy out the way. And Sally, well, she might be a possibility, but you're not ready to really go all the way with Sally. So let's put her at a distance too. And let's put Jenny, who, she is, she's a 10. And you like her from the top of her head to the soles of her feet. But she's religious or spiritual, or she got some kind of weird artistic whatever going on with her. But she is a good catch. But I don't know if I got the patience or the tolerance. One particular individual that I talked to told me, and it's interesting because I'm a married woman. So I'm having this conversation with him like a big sister, you see, like an auntie or something. And I told him, I said, there's pretty everywhere. You could find pretty here. You could find pretty there or what have you. But at the end of the day, you've got to be the one that when you sit down and you date these women, you've got to tell yourself, what is it that I can tolerate concerning this woman? Let me list everything I don't like about this woman. And if I can tolerate these things, maybe I might go out on another date or 2 or 3 instead of always looking for what you like, what I want. You see, because once she takes that makeup off, once she takes that hair off, or maybe it's her real hair, but it's not always as pretty as it is on that date. Come on. And once she takes her clothes off and all these other things that might not be so appealing, and then the morning breath, and she may have her menstrual cycle. See? Because some women, they don't have that once they're in a certain age group. But there are things that come with that too. And it's been maybe a while since you had to deal with all of that. And he was looking at me like, oh, yeah, true. Then he opened up his mouth and he said, yeah, I know. I'm not that one. I said, what you mean? He said, I don't have much patience when it comes to women. Whoo, interesting. Now, see, if I was a single woman and I heard that, I would be running. You see what I mean? I would be running, because if you are admitting that you don't have much patience for women, then you shouldn't be so, flirty or so engaging or so whatever it is that you do with these women around here, because you're sending the wrong message. If you don't have much patience with women, you need to focus in on your child and raising that man. One day, this boy is going to become a man, you see, and teaching him how to be more patient with women, since you tend not to have much tolerance for women. I mean, I like the real that people bring, the things that, listen, can't deal with all of what some men have. They got the exes, and they got, the children, and they got, some financial issues, and they got all that, says a woman, right? Okay, so then that's a certain group right there that you don't need to be dealing with. So it would make sense to spend more time talking and learning and investigating and, finding the websites where you can find some information about this guy before you go opening up your legs and your heart. You see, they warned us years ago when we were much younger, the wise individuals, wise men, wise women. Take your time, slow down, get to know this person. It sounds so cliche. After you've heard it over and over and over again, after a while, you're just like, whatever, man. I just want to kick it, get what I want to get and be gone. And so that's what we did. And it came with a price. For some of us, we ended up kicking it with the wrong ones. And that person cussed us up, down, and sideways the minute they didn't like what we said. Or the minute that we expressed how we wanted to just be free. Or we wanted to, move on. Or you're really not the one. Oh, really? Well, before you check out this relationship, I'm going to make sure that you remember me. But for all the wrong reasons, because I'm a beat yo or whoop yo or kick yo or whatever else they were going to do to us. Because the idea that you rejected me after I spent my money, spent my time, spent this, that, and the other. But you see, then those individuals ended up having to reap what they sowed. And some of you all may have been those violent and upset, wicked, mean-spirited people back in the day, because you couldn't deal with the fact that somebody wasn't ready for you and all of what came with you, or you wasn't ready for them and all of what came with them. The Lord says, when I show you who a person really is, believe it. And some of you all, you heard that quote and thought, oh, that's that person who quoted it. That the Lord showed me was him. Because sometimes he will give us quotes and it's not always sounding so biblical, right? But it's just common sense. But we know that sometimes sense isn't so common with some individuals, and neither is wisdom. Because they don't ask for it. They don't seek it. They're not interested in it. All they want is their fleshly needs met. So I'm luring this man in. And I'm telling this man everything that he wants to hear. And I'm making sure that I'm always looking good in this man's presence. And if I got any dramas, well, I'm going to save that for my mama. Because he doesn't need to hear all of that. And so the woman, she is painting this beautiful picture of who she is. Until one day she has an off day. And then the next day it's another off day. And another one. And now this man is questioning, who did he just sleep with? Because let's just assume that they've already slept together. And so now he's starting to pull away, but she's like, oh, I love you. I like you. I want to be with you. You're cool. You're this, that, and the other. And she's drawing him back in. But then she realizes there's some things about him that she don't particularly care for. And now she's starting to push him away just when he's starting to lower his guard a bit. And now there's a, pushing and pulling and pushing and pulling. And meanwhile, God is in a plan because one of them, they finally get a clue. Maybe I should pray about this. But as God is giving them a word, they're not utilizing the truth that they have received about one another. They're not choosing to accept the fact that she is a flawed woman and he is a flawed man, and that there are weaknesses and that there are things that they do to one another that bother them. And sometimes they communicate this politely, respectfully, and other times they're cussing and fussing about it. Then the day comes where somebody says, I don't want this anymore. I'm going to break up. I can't deal with this. It's too much. You got mama and sister and cousin and auntie and uncle and your job and, you got the baby mama. You got so much. I can't deal with this. And he says, well, you got a lot going on too. I mean, you got ex-lovers. You might not have kids, but you got ex-lovers. You got like this dude that you still kicking it with. You think it's cool. And, you on the phone with him. And, you going out with these females, and these females, you always got some kind of issue with them, but yet you still going out with them and you call them your so-called friends. And then you got your share of distractions. And yet you want me to be engaged. But you got some healing that you need to do from all them losers that you were with. So now they begin to separate, but it takes some time, right? Because he's still coming over every now and again, and he's sleeping with her. And every now and again, she calling him and wanting him to attend some event. What do we have here? And so in time, sometimes these situations bring out the worst in people, because now he feels like, maybe there is a possibility for us to rebound from all of this. So now he wants to kind of just drive by and see if she got a dude over at the house. And then that driving by ends up being stalking. Or she, I wonder if he is, going back to his ex or to his baby mom or whatever. And so now she is blowing up his phone, and she doing the kind of things and saying the kind of things that she would have never done before. There's some crazy going on in some minds at this point, because you see, when you're playing games and you stringing people along and you telling them that you like them or love them, or maybe we might have the possibility of getting back together, but let's just wait and see. And right now I'm preoccupied with this one, but I might come back home. When you playing those kind of games, it isn't any wonder that people start stalking folk, cutting up stuff, jumping out the bushes. It isn't any wonder that people start wanting to burn people's clothes up and whatever else. You better stop playing with my emotions. I remember when I had my sense about me in a relationship. I was cool as a cucumber. I could say the kind of words, being that I'm a writer, that just lured this man in. But this was the kind of man that you did not play games with. That if you're going to do all of that and say all that, then you better be a ride or die, even if he cheated, even if he lied, even if he was secretive. And when we were in that stage of pushing and pulling and pushing and pulling, his crazy showed up, and his crazy showed up in the form of violence. Now you see why God from the start, when we get him involved in these situations, why he says stop, cut it off while you still can, distance yourself, change your phone number. Yeah, God, he does say those sorts of things. He will use individuals around you to communicate that this isn't good. This isn't a good idea. This might end up costing you your life. And then you reason he's not so bad, or he might not. Or, he ain't crazy. Oh, but he is. Especially if he already been in jail. What's jail? What's jail? Man, I don't give a... Some dudes who will say that I will die for you. Some dudes that'll say I'll cut up over you. See, things got serious for some individuals. They got so serious that now my best advice to you is that you're going to have to get a restraining order. And then we even know that with restraining orders, you can only do but so much, right? Some people, they got to have, shall we say, certain tools in their home because it got that bad. Stop luring, holding on, going along with, and start cutting away and cutting off. You don't have conversations with people that make them think you still love them, you still like them, and you still want to be with them when you know that your heart and your mind is elsewhere. I know that you want to have an amicable relationship, and you can do that sort of thing like you would with a coworker, right? Hello, how are you? What can I help you with? But you don't have to promise the sun, the moon, and the stars, right? It's not wise to do that. When you know that, once again, my heart is not with you. My mind is not with you. I'm not strong to be able to just sit down with you and we just have a conversation when I done already seen you butt naked. Had to lighten this up a little bit. So no, I got to stay on the phone with you. And no, I'm not going to stay your friend on Instagram or Facebook or anywhere else. Because you're a reminder. You're a reminder of what I thought could have been, but wasn't. And I'm not about to cause my mind to be all entangled where I'm thinking about you over and over again. And then what? I get what? A little kiss on the cheek? Or I might get into bed with you, but then you going to act like you don't know me afterward? I don't want that. When you're strong, see, and you're moving out of the lovers or lover zone, and you start thinking for yourself, and it's not about what she promised or what he said or any of that. It's just about what I know to be healthy and functional. You're going to push back on all of it. I want a healthy relationship, a functional relationship with someone who's stable. Somebody that's not going to sit up there and say, oh, where you going? What you doing? Where you been? Who you been with? Knowing full well I'm out there and I'm shopping and that's all I'm doing. Knowing full well that I'm not sitting up there late at night looking at pictures like some individuals do. And got like, comment, and I wish me and you could have kicked it back in the day. And girl, you looking good, kind of foolishness. Or dude, man, you with her? How come you can't be with a sister like me? What's up? But we got some individuals that they do this sort of thing. You playing games. It isn't any wonder that late at night she start tiptoeing and she come up behind you and scare you. What? Yeah, what? What you doing? I'm telling somebody's truth. I'm telling somebody's business. You messing with the wrong type of female if you think that she like that other one that doesn't really pay too close attention. If you got your mind and your heart elsewhere, if you're not ready to commit, don't lure people in. Don't say that you're going to be there, ride or die. If you're going to be the kind of individual that's going to cheat on people like you do on God, come on, some of you Christians, believers. Oh, I love God. You love God? You love God how much? How much are you willing to do for the one true God? He tells you to leave certain people alone. You willing to do that? But, no. You say you love God because he's trying to call your attention to him because he got your plan in his hand. But he can't give you his plan for your remaining years when you're so distracted by fears and tears. I want to give you the truth. I want to give you wisdom. I want to lead you out of the foolishness. The tactics that they use, this is the grand finale of the message, that they use to keep you, include the promises, as I've mentioned, promising you the sun, the moon, the stars, the gifts, the being there. They may be there, here, there, sometimes everywhere, and then they kind of dip because they got other distractions that's going on. The tactics that they use, here's a gift. Here's help with the bills. So does this mean that we're serious? Does this mean that you want to be with me? I'm just trying to help you out. That's all. Okay, at this point, I don't need your help because if this is not a relationship that's going to lead to marriage, as much as I need that money, you can keep that. The tactics that they do to keep you holding on, stringing you along, introducing you to family. But family know about all them other girlfriends, or they know about, all those other boyfriends. But I gotta put the appearance as if you're number one. And so there's some families who they don't care. They don't care who you bring around. So you think you something special because you met mama and daddy and whoever else. Some of you family members, you know how it goes. She's the flavor of the week, right? I had plenty of uncles. They always had a flavor of the week, a flavor of the doggone day. And grandma got to a point where she said, that's it. Unless you plan on marrying somebody, don't bring these women around here. Because grandma sometimes would get attached if they were with these women a little longer than the 6-month period. And now, these women are bringing grandma gifts and telling her some things to stay in her good graces. And what they were doing was trying to glean information about her sons, hoping she would slip up and say, oh yeah, so-and-so came over. Who's so-and-so? You see, they keep you holding on with flattery, the little text messages with the emojis. They keep you holding on by asking you questions, being very engaging about your day, what you're doing, how you feel. They keep you holding on by doing things for your children. Oh, wow, you didn't have to buy that for my son. You didn't have to do that for my daughter. Got you thinking, maybe there's a possibility. And meanwhile, he does that for other women, or he does that for other, guys, because we got those too. You don't know him that well. You think you know him. They keep you holding on by going to church with you, going to counseling with you. Maybe this is going to lead to something. And then you find out that they're still going over so-and-so's house that they have a history of sleeping and creeping with. I thought we were a pair. I thought we were getting somewhere. But, well, you see, I'm in love with the other woman. My life was fine until she blew my mind. Some of you all, you remember, I'm going way back, that old Ray Parker Jr. song. What are we going to do, Lord Jesus? We are going to trust in the one true God, even in something as worldly as this. We're going to ask the one true God to order our steps away from the foolishness. You see, over the years, when I felt that there was this pull, this tug, something wasn't right in the atmosphere, and I ain't even kicking it with nobody, I just feel the spirit before I even meet a person, I said, Lord, put your angels of protection all around me and cause some distractions, cause something to happen so that we don't even get too caught up in. I don't even want to know what this man look like, or men. And God does those sorts of things, you see. But let's just say that you do end up meeting that person and you do feel some kind of way about that person. Meanwhile, you involved with somebody else. You can't be giving them the kind of conversation that makes them think that you might one day leave who you're with. That's dangerous. And men that I have encountered back when I was single and didn't have kids was good for doing that sort of thing. I like you. I think you are smart. I think you are the kind of woman that, I could see myself being with for the rest of my life. Oh, really? I like you. Okay. So where do we go from here? What is it that you want to do? Well, yeah, of course we're going to take it slow and all. And, I do have some responsibilities. Really? What, like kids or something? Well, it's a little bit more complicated than that. What you mean? I got a wife. You got a what? You got a who? Yeah, we've been together for like 20 plus years. What? What? I was 21 and I seem to be attracting all these married men. I said, man, I don't want this. And I wasn't spiritual in the least back then. But I sure as heck knew what drama looked like. And I didn't want to be a part of that. Your wife ain't going to hunt me down. You go and you just handle all that. You take care of all of that. Or the guy with the girlfriend or girlfriends. Well, you see, I'm going to just be straight up with you because you the type that you got to be like straight up with. Okay. You see, I got this girlfriend. Whoa, hold up. No. Hear me out. But we aren't really seeing eye to eye. And I got a child. What? Yeah, but, I'm about to just let this one go. You know what I mean? And then maybe me and you, we can kick it. How about you just deal with all of that? Right? The conversation that they give you, one of the most shadiest tactics, deceptive. That's how some of you all got caught up. That's how some of you all are on your way out because you're done with listening to this. I'm going to get those papers taken care of. I'm going to tell this woman that I no longer want to be with her or this dude. I'm going to come over here. I'm going to help you out with whatever it is that you need. Just to let you know that I'm serious about you and that I'm taking care of my business. I want what's best for us. I'm trying to leave my past alone because it's filled with drama and all that. But I want you. Woo, them words, huh? And when you're young and you're immature or when you're an old fool, yeah, I'm going there. You believe it. You want to believe it. But then, did I just smell some perfume? Men don't wear perfume. And did I just see something that isn't mine in the car? And boy, is it taking him a long time to pick me up. And wow, he said that he was getting his money, but whose money is this? You keep holding on. You keep going along with that person's programming. That person told you how it was, and you went on and you did it. You did it. Back in the day, we said, ooh, y'all doing it. When you said you wasn't. When you said that man got a wife, or that man got a child, or that woman, she's married. Is it worth it? And now somebody is in love with this one and that one. And God has a way of telling some folks in so many different ways, through so many different people, through even movies and music and whatever else, that you are going to lose that one that you're in love with and that one. And no, it's not going to happen all at once, but in time, you're going to reap what you have sown. Because the order of life, and there is an order for every circumstance, for every person that you meet, you got to treat people how you want to be treated, and that's respected and loved. These people, including you, are created by the one true God. And God doesn't want his creation hurting. He doesn't want his creation caught up in sin. He doesn't want his creation sexually immoral. He doesn't want his creation staying up late at night, wondering where and who and what. He doesn't want his creation doing the unthinkable because you hurt me to the core and I gotta hurt you. He doesn't want us believing lies and secrets and dismissing what we know to be true, to be evident. Some of you all, maybe this is nothing like what you're going through, but you know someone. You're not to encourage them to play games, to lure people, to get them to go along with some faulty programming. You're supposed to speak up and say, what you're doing is not right, and I'm not going to support that. So no, she can't keep coming over here. And no, I'm not picking up the phone, and I'm not calling for you. And I'm not checking up on so-and-so. You got yourself in this mess. You need to get yourself out of it. As their big sister, you speak up. As their little brother, you speak up. As the ex even, who's seeing what they're doing with the current, as well as somebody that they plan on doing it with in the future. I'm not in support of this. I know that I might lose a relationship with you. You may stop helping me out or whatever else. Mama got to speak up. Daddy got to speak up. You're not much of a parent when you letting your child be entangled in a mess. And you say it's cool, it's all right because your daddy was a player. What? Huh? Because mama, well, she got many boyfriends and the kettle can't talk about the pot. No, we can still speak up. We can still say, I don't want this for you because I'm going through. That's somebody's truth. I know you saw me doing some things that was messy, but I don't want you doing them too, because you see what I lost as a result. Some folks got put in the hospital behind playing these games. We got relatives that's 6 feet deep in their grave behind playing these games. Don't lure people on. If you say that you're done with this relationship, mean it. Don't have that weak moment where you going back and you having sex and making that man think that he still is number one in your life when you know that. Don't go over there rubbing that lady down and saying that she is everything to you. And then one day she sees some female riding in the passenger seat of your car. That same car that you like, that you spend so much money on, that's not even paid off yet, might be scratched up. We're not giving people ideas to do anything foolish because you all know better. You know that God has a way of allowing some bad things to happen to you when you step out there and put that type of negative energy out there. But when you realize that it isn't working, that this is not what you want, once again, you do not make people think otherwise. You're being deceptive. The people who do this sort of thing and support folks who do this sort of thing, they are just as guilty. And so if you pray and you ask the Lord to help you. You confess your sin. You repent. That means you turn from your wicked ways. And on top of that, it's never too late, even in a worldly situation, a messy situation, to accept Jesus as your personal Lord and Savior. Maybe it takes a situation like this to draw some people near to the one true God. It took somebody to be abusive to me to finally say, you know what? I'm going to take God at his word. I'm going to take him seriously. I don't want that for some people, but it may be that a tough situation like this causes you to say, okay, I give up. I can't play no games. I got to be about God's business. I don't have much longer on this planet. Trust in the Lord. Don't trust in men and women with their faulty beliefs and faulty ideology and their love you today and hate you tomorrow foolishness. I thank you as always for taking time out of your busy schedule to listen. You've been listening to YouTube NM Enterprise 7. Feel free to like, subscribe, comment, share if you know somebody going through. And we do welcome giving. Blessings to you.